out and phase out the old currency that Bokwari and Emefiole changed. Like, get rid of them. If you want to get rid of what they did and the entire, trillions of naira they spent on that wasted. But why do you have to have 1,000 naira? Which is not even like they're experimenting anything. It is the error of criminals who are trying to stop other criminal. And then the whole country and the economy and the people were subjected to this like never forgotten trauma experience, right? So why are they not fixing that now? It's been 2 years. Bukwari is gone, even dead. So why did they not really have any policy within that space to work out how they are going to phase out any of them? Or I mean, in the world where you get to see old design of a particular currency or a particular note, it's simply because maybe just some remnants that people saved in their homes and it hasn't really gotten into the banking system. If not, once they get into the banking system, they never comes out again. Old notes. Although us in the UK, we have different designs for different denominations. In Scotland, we have like about 3 different designs for £5, maybe 2 or 3 different designs as well for £10. We have just one single design, or maybe 2 designs for £20. Then £50 is one. I don't know if we have £100 in Scotland, but the £100 is red. Have you seen it? Which one is red again? Is it 100 or 50? I've only seen that. I've only had that 50, and I've only seen that 100 maybe once or something. That still does not sort of like disqualifies his point there. His point that, hey, why is that so still difficult to change, to phase out? Okay, let's leave that. Talking about the North and why, for some reason now, they are holding Tinubu responsible for the continued insecurity across the country, including the killings. An American YouTuber, Lara Logan, had this conversation about the Fulani terrorist killing Nigerians and the Christian communities, especially in the north central, the middle belt of Nigeria, where tens of thousands of families have been killed and lost loved ones and all that. So the first part is this, what do you call it? Let's start with Lara. Logan.
There was no Truth Nigeria. There was no media organizations. And you know what was happening to those people? To Lawrence and Masara Kim and all of them? The journalists sitting in the big capital cities, the big cities and in the capital, who were taking the line from the government and didn't have the courage or the integrity or the professionalism or the character or the motivation to go to those frontline villages. They just bought the line from the government that it wasn't really happening, and they bought the line from the US State Department that this is nomadic tribesmen being forced to move from climate change. The Fulani are not really terrorists. Oh, the fact that they're Muslims got nothing to do with it. Because they're nomadic tribesmen, they're looking for other land. They're looking to go somewhere, and that's forcing them to clash with the Christian villages. Nonsense. That's absolute nonsense. That is just an example to you of how climate has been used as a scam. I mean, it's not just fake, it's much worse than that. All of these systems that are being implemented that are so profoundly dishonest, they're systems of control. How do we control the people, control the information and the narrative, and then have that as cover to do whatever it is that we want to do, which, by the way, is to go into Christian villages and not only annihilate people. I mean, in one of the recent attacks that Truth Nigeria has reported on, putting women and children inside cages in the market and burning them alive. I mean, I was sitting down to dinner in my hometown in Texas one Friday night years ago. My husband was with me. It was when we were trying to get the sound of freedom was being blocked because people didn't want child trafficking to be a conversation everyone was having. And we were doing our best to help get that movie put out. And I got a video. I showed it to my husband as we sat down. He couldn't eat. And it was a young 17, 18-year-old girl from Nigeria who was pulled from one of the villages. And as they were slicing off her head, they were digging her baby out of her tummy. And she was well advanced in pregnancy. That's the reality of what, when you put those numbers up and you go before your colleagues in Congress and you put those numbers forward, that's what it means in human terms. I mean, Lawrence once was calling Doug and myself, he's sitting in the back of a meat wagon on the bodies of his friends and neighbors with malaria. Remember, after that he went out with malaria for weeks. I mean, these the courage of the people who are on the front lines reporting this cannot be overstated. But the challenge that they face is that the media itself denies the reality that they see and report on with their own eyes and ears. I mean, that's without conscience. And honestly, I stand before all of you in the National Press Club of the United States of America, the most powerful free nation on earth, where we have First Amendment rights. And I cannot say strongly enough to the press corps, do your job. Do your job. Because we are supposed to be the inspiration and also the safety net for journalists everywhere. It is truly without conscience that you can witness the execution of people and have it denied because journalists are too lazy, too corrupt, too stupid, too cowardly to stand up and tell the truth. That is without conscience. And, we have to stop being afraid of what people will say to us. We have to stop allowing those who tell the truth to be punished and those who lie to be rewarded. There was no truth night.
That's Lara. She's a podcaster, an American podcaster, using the platform there to raise awareness on the killings, ongoing coordinated state-sponsored killings in Nigeria, especially the Christian communities who have suffered so greatly, and the Nigerian government's continued efforts in pampering these terrorists. There's no way you can expect a successful society in a third world country to survive with this kind of leaders that you have. A Middle Belton put it even kind of like succinctly, like passionately, than somebody who spoke about it from America.
Top of the day, ladies and gentlemen. I hope this meets you well. First and foremost, I am very, very sad making this video because the rate of insecurity in Nigeria has collapsed and we need help. And the government officials that go on TV and continue saying kidnapping or insecurity has been brought down to the barest minimum should stop lying. You need help. You should stop lying. Do you know that between the May of 2023 and the June of 2024, over 2.2 million kidnapping cases in this country? That's to tell you it's beginning to get to an all-time high. And some officials, the NSA is saying banditry or insecurity has gone down to the barest minimum. Boala was on channel saying they are doing everything possible. You guys should stop lying, for crying out loud. Stop lying and say the truth. You need help. Look at the 38 individuals that were kidnapped in Kauranamoda. Ransom was paid, but these individuals were still unalived. They were still unalived. That was to tell you that the mode of kidnapping has even started changing. The fish magnet in Anambra too. Ransom collected, he was unalived. That's to tell you it has gotten to another level. Look at this man and his children in the thick bush. Look at those age 4 or 5. Look at them in that bush, for crying out loud. I weep. Oh my God. I cried when I saw the way those individuals were crying. Those little children. This man is a POS attendant. Look at the children. This man is how can he afford 50 million or 30 million for his ransom, for crying out loud? How about kidnappers? No. This is terribly wrong. To the extent that now is even the British High Commission that is condemning the killing of 38 people that were killed in Kauranamoda, not Nigeria. I saw another bulletin from the United States of America too, saying that the only thing that our politicians know how to do best is to what? Just get money and go and spend it elsewhere. Like they're embezzling money to the detriment of the progress of our country. For how long are we going to continue like this? I can be a victim tomorrow. You can be a victim tomorrow. Then how do you expect us to continue keeping quiet and watch these people? Look at how helpless that man was. Look at how helpless that man was. How do you want us to go? And then you are there on TV saying that the insecurity has been brought to a barest minimum? And just for your information, there are over 200,000 bandits in the Nigerian bush, but there are over 5 million informants in the town. And these informants are your megas, are your workers, and this. That's to tell you that this kidnapping, it is beginning to things are happening. It is incessant already. But these people are trying to continue developing. They have a lot of informants. They have a lot of informants in the towns. And that's to tell you they love what they are doing. And these informants, they also get their money. Something should be done about this. If the Nigerian security architecture cannot, then you should ask for help. Ask for help, and your first major commitment as a government is to ensure the protection of life and property. Haba.
Thanks for reminding them. Ask for help. But you only ask for help if you have actually made attempts, right, on your own. Nigeria government is not making any attempts. Their attempt is to, rehabilitate them. Just rehabilitate them, even if they are never caught. They are never to be tried. Never to be tried. And then the criminals in charge of your security, who are already compromised, of course, taking defense contracts, that gives them a lot of money. Defense contracts, billions and trillions of it. And then protecting these terrorists who are mostly very close to where illegal minings are also taking place. You should probably, in case if you don't know, illegal mining, terrorism, they are together. So if you need help, seek help. But they don't need help. Seeking help would expose them, and that would be the end of the entire business or the entire industry. And they can't let that happen. They can't. They've soaked their hands in blood, dripping of blood. So there's nothing else to lose. They've got no soul left. So to you, an ordinary person, you can ask all these questions so passionately. Why can't you do this? Why can't you do that? Do you think they don't know? They do. That's why it is called man-made. And when they cash out, they present themselves as your leaders. Just like ex-convicts or Jews or Kalu, who was with Dele Momodu. Had this to say.
Legitimately, there are few like me that are not. All the people who are in this country, they make government money. This one never touch government money. They stole government money. Everybody you see today, they say they are billionaires, they have this, they have that. In 1997, 98, they are nowhere. Zero. Ask them. Zero. You don't want to get angry. Any day I get angry, I will call my names. We were there last night. I told you, I said, stop using our dollar. Let us see how they will. Because they have no business. Let them stop using of dollars. They are stealing money and changing to dollars. They pack dollars in their house. How can the economy be well?
Ṣé ń gbọ́? Ṣé ń gbọ́ wèrè?
ọ̀rọ̀ tó sọ yìí ọ̀ ń ṣeré ni àbọ̀ ń ṣe èrè.
Sí èrè ni, but not completely, because he's not completely lying. Especially when he said he's one of those that are not corrupt. This one served his own jail in the UK. James Ononafe Ibori. He was a sitting governor in Nigeria, got caught here, and he ended up where he ended up. James Ibori. He was at the book launch for Gabriel Igbinedion. Lucky Igbinedion. I think Lucky Igbinedion's father, you know, the elder one. So they wrote a book about him, and all of them gathered there. And in that kind of book launch, Ibori was there. And because the economy is very bad now, you know, economy is hard. So made them manage this 100 million naira. You know, again, these are guys who have no business or nothing, no, but he is the with the wiki of Delta from 1999.
I don't think I will be able to do justice to this assignment. However, as I'm taking the lead, please forgive me. You don't have to do what I've done. You can do way more than what I'm doing here. For the chair in the economics department, I want to put a very meager sum. As I said, if it were not for the economic situation and the financial situation, I would do everything I can to promote this university. So, Mr. VC, for the chair, I want to put 50 million. And for the university, another 50 million. And I can make this promise because Estaman has done his bit. And he will continue to laugh and laugh and laugh. But I also know that my dear brother and friend, the issue of Ohara, is the Deputy Chancellor. Mr. Deputy Chancellor, sir, you will continue to have my support to develop the university, Okada University. Esama established a primary school, a nursery school, a primary school, a secondary school, and a university. What else can a man do for humanity?
Esama. That's Igbinedion. Esama Igbinedion. Esama Igbinedion. I just remember that to be song there, right? 100 million naira. Economy is tough. All of you can do better and do more than this. Please do it in the honor of Igbinedion. I wish this striking nurses in Nigeria can have the benevolence of this super rich politicians in Nigeria. You know, like they just say, okay, what is the problem of the nurses that are striking in Nigeria? They say, well, they were supposed to be given this 40-something billion naira, but there's no money. We have used the money to buy cars for the National Assembly members. Okay, let's do fundraiser. Let's call ourselves from our loot. Let's be generous. You. I want all of you to bring to 200 million naira from the last 20 billion naira that all of them are collected. I'm just saying. Or maybe that's too much. From the last 2 billion naira I get all of you shared. I need you to, let's contribute to 200 million naira and settle this nurses. Nah, they don't do that. We don't do that here, man. I think. So the nurses continues their strike, and they continue to make videos of why they are on strike. It is not just their pay, the welfare, including the places where they work. What they work with is hell, according to them. Here is one from I think it's Delta also. Now watch this.
What be this word name again? Orthopedic male ward. See bed way that they use for patients for Nigeria. I'm not sure say any politician feel like that for this kind of place. Especially the Minister for Health and all these people there. See bed. Look at the bathroom. Orthopedic ward. Now as orthopedic patient, now if you lie here, you have back pain. This is what we are fighting for in Nigeria. We should have good and a better healthcare system to see bed that an orthopedic